So we're just going to open it up then.
We're
Okay.
just going to open it up. You ready?
Let's go. Okay.
Let's do it.
Shall we get started with the VIP? Can we do this? Okay. They're coming in. Our guests are coming in. People are connecting to audio. This is exciting. This is exciting. I know I see you coming in. I see faces. Elizabeth, I see you. Monica, I see you. Serena, I see you. Okay, great. Great. Hi, everybody. Ambassador is here. Can we get started? I just want to welcome you to the VIP. I want to allow you to pose your questions in the chat. So I would strongly suggest start typing. Thanks, Rose. Please start typing your questions.
In the meantime, let me say hi to everybody and thank you all for participating. And thank you, Traci, for hosting.
While we're waiting for the questions, that was an hour of, that's an hour of power hour, if you will. Yes. Oh, Kim said, hi, Dr. Rice. It's an honor to be with you.
Thank
That
you.
is from Kim Lehman.
Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it.
All I see is I see great smiles. Okay. Yes, from Rose. Yep. Rose says, I didn't get a chance to get to this question, but to talk about this, we were disappointed you were not picked for the Democratic ballot. Ambassador, do you want to say a few words?
I'm fine with it. Thank you. Thank you for your care and support. Look, we've got a great ticket, and I'm excited that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are going to be our leadership going into the election and I hope into the next administration. I said from the outset in this process, I didn't run for office. I didn't actually ask to be considered for vice president. I was very honored and humbled that I was, and that it came down to the final stages. But my interest has always been in seeing Joe Biden elected the next president and winning the Senate, quite frankly. And so I said from the outset, I want to help that endeavor in any way I possibly can. And if that is in some other sort of way, if it's through fundraising, if it's through advice, as I will now be providing to the transition, or if it's eventually in some other role, I'm fine with that. This is another case where it's really not about me, it's about the mission. And I believe that profoundly. And, I've been blessed to serve in 2 presidents at the highest levels. I feel good about the opportunities I've had to serve. What I don't feel good about is where our country is now and where our leadership role is in the world. And that's what I care about trying to fix.
Wow. Thank you for that. I just want to acknowledge a few people that Dr. Rice, you have a spellbound. That is from Barbara Newman. And someone else just said, Doc just said she was speechless. And Ryan, Ryan, okay, got it. That was a private thing. I'm going down the list here. And likewise, inspirational, the process of reading your book from me, from my women's club, Wine, Women, and Wit. That's the name of the group that's there.
The book club I want to be in.
Me too, right? That sounds wonderful. And Kim asks, how has your life changed for you and your family during COVID-19?
Well, I think, it's been a challenge for us, like it is for so many, but we've been comparatively extraordinarily blessed. And I thankfully, knock on wood, we have not gotten sick. My work situation, like so many others, kind of came to a screeching halt. Mm-hmm. I'd been traveling, fiendishly up through early March, doing speaking engagements and mainly events related to my book. And then, I haven't been anywhere that I can't drive to since March 6th. But it also meant that my son, who was a senior in college, had to come home and finish his senior year remotely. My daughter, of course, had to finish her junior year in high school remotely. And that was its own set of challenges, but I feel thankful. My kids are old enough that they can sit in front of a Zoom and figure out what they're supposed to do without my involvement or help. And they adjusted, quite well, all things considered. And if there's been a silver lining of all of this from our point of view, as fortunate as we've been, is that it's enabled us to be together with our kids at a period when we thought that was about to end. Our son was going to graduate and go off to New York City and start working there. Thankfully, he still has a job, but he's working from home. Our daughter, who is close to leaving home and leaving us as empty nesters, we've gotten more quality time with her. So in that sense, we have been extraordinarily fortunate. But I've also been involved in helping to advise our mayor here in Washington, D.C., Muriel Bowser, about how D.C. should reopen safely to try to minimize the risk of things getting out of control as we have to restart the economy. And so that was a different kind of service and a real privilege to be able to contribute in that regard. So, I like so many, there's so many folks that are suffering enormously, whose losses have been unspeakable, personally, in human terms, in economic terms. I think, what our kids are going through, not able to be in school in so many places, is just, profoundly unsettling. And people are just under enormous pressure. And so, I'm very mindful of that and very eager to see leadership that recognizes the severity of the challenges that Americans are facing, recognizes that, this is a very serious pandemic that is killing, now almost 200,000 Americans and still counting, that is, put 30 million out of work, and, that is causing our kids to lose at least a year and maybe more of their education. So this just reignites my determination to work as hard as I can for the change that I believe we need.
Ambassador, I know time is short, but I just want to end on a foreign policy question. And Carolyn asked a really profound question. And she says, what's the most important foreign policy goal that the country should pursue now?
Well, I often get that question, as you might imagine, and unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of having only one primary goal at a time. In this context, in the complex world we live in, we've got to be able to do many things at once. But the one thing that we need to do that we haven't done, that enables us to deal with all the primary challenges, a resurgent and more aggressive China, a Russia that's trying to undermine our alliances and democracy, a pandemic, climate change, the threat of proliferation, is to be able to work with a trusting collection of allies and partners. The strength that we have internationally is so much a function of our alliances and partnerships. And Donald Trump views those as purely transactional. One of the shocking quotes out of the Woodward interviews and the Woodward book is that Trump said, his generals are a bunch of, I won't use the word, but PUSSIESs, because they care more about our alliances than about trade agreements. Well, they should care more about our alliances because that's the foundation of our security and strength. And we have a president who disparages them and doesn't understand them has done us enormous damage. So job one, to deal with all of these various challenges, from China to climate to the pandemic, is is renewing the faith and confidence of our allies and partners in our leadership and in our collaborative efforts.
Ambassador, thank you so very much. And all of the kind words, the words of inspiration from everyone in the chat, we thank you. We know you have to get to your next session. Rose, thank you so much. Ryan, thank you so much for guiding us. Ambassador, thank you so much. Alexander, thank you so much for helping us coordinate this. We appreciate you. Everyone that had anything to do with this moment, this historical moment that we just had with Ambassador Rice, I thank you. And we look forward to seeing you tonight, tomorrow night, and next week, Ambassador. Keep us honest, keep us on point, keep us informed. We'll see you soon.
Thank you all so much. Take good care. Stay safe and healthy.